Okay guys, today's lesson features a little run like that. It's a D major scale. If you're not familiar with the notes of D major, it's D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp and D. And the pattern that I actually played is a 3-note per string pattern right across all 6 strings. If you're not familiar with the shape of this pattern, it's a movable pattern, then you'll actually probably find it on the VIP members area of the guitarvia.com site. First of all, when you're going to learn something like this, you need to build the speed and accuracy by practicing and using the correct approach. This is no good. This is better. What you need is a cleaner sound. If you've got reverb and distortion and crunch and overdrive and you're shredding your amp up to number 13, then you've not much chance of hearing what's going on. And that is the key thing to correct practice, is making sure that everything is pure and accurate and clean with your sound on the guitar, so that you can hear the accuracy of your picking and your fingering, and also just knock the effects off and keep it sweet and simple. It's really is the best way to go to practice. It's hard because we all want to rock out, but it's the best way to get there, and it'll give you quick results. So what we're going to do is we're going to attack this exercise with a purely strict alternate pick, which means we're going to start on a down stroke, and then we're going to do an up stroke, and then we're going to do a down and an up and a down and an up and a down and an up right down the string. So I'll show you slowly. Just show you a little bit closer. Down, up, down, up, down, up is the important thing to this. It's going to build accuracy with the right hand picking action as well. So another thing to take into account when you're working on speed and articulation is how to practice this. Do not try and run before you can walk, which is the big mistake that everybody does when they're learning an exercise, a run, a phrase or anything like that. We always try and play it too quick. I'm guilty of it, we're all guilty of it. Then you get a little bit fed up when it doesn't quite sound how you want it to, and so you sack it and end up looking for something else, and you're forever searching for this guitar playing holy grail. Trust me, I've been there. So what you've got to do is be very strict and disciplined with your practice routine. I would practice this exercise with a metronome. I would set the tempo to 60 beats a minute, and then we're going to actually give you an example of this now, where I will play 1 note per click of the metronome on this exercise. We do this for a reason. We are trying to build muscle memory into our left hand fingering. Now this is just something that comes with repetition. Repetition is so important, but if you play it 10 times and make a mistake, you might as well have not played the 10. You need to play it 30, 40, 50, 60, 100 times consistently with no error. Now the only way you can achieve this is by playing it slowly, because you need to concentrate 100% on this to get this accuracy in place. So that's the type of thing that you've got to do with an exercise like this. It's very, very hard, but trust me, if you can develop this way of practicing, you'll save years and years of wasted time and energy and effort. So we're going to give you an example of how you're going to practice this exercise. You're going to practice it at 60 beats per minute. If that's too fast for you, don't worry. Slow it down, go to 50, go to 40. It doesn't matter, you've just got to find the comfortable speed where you can stop the left hand flying fingers. You need to be very close and accurate above the fretboard. I would suggest you do not need to lift your fingers away from the strings by more than a centimetre. If you're going more than a centimetre, then you're probably practicing it too fast. So you've got to go really, really slowly, but in a short space of time it'll all come together for you. So here we go, 1 note per click of the metronome at 60 beats per minute. 2, 3, 4. Okay, get the idea? Now what that is going to do, that's giving you wouldn't play a phrase as slowly as that, and that's why it's so important to probably keep this exercise going for maybe 5 to 10 minutes. If you can do each one of these that I'm going to show you for maybe 5 minutes, you'll start to see a vast improvement in controlling the little flying fingers. These 2 fingers are normally just used for gripping, so we're trying to get them to respond extremely well and with discipline. So it's a slow process, but it's worth putting the exercises in because you will get the results. The next step of this is we're not going to up the tempo of the metronome, we're going to leave it at 60 beats per minute, and we're going to play 2 notes per click of the metronome. So we're looking at 2 notes per click, so that's going to be 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So we'll give you an example of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, without me talking. Okay, then you're going to keep the tempo the same again, 60 beats per minute. This time you're going to play 3 notes per click of the metronome. Now the reason why we do this is it's not about, you could just increase the metronome tempo and just keep playing 1 note per click, but what you don't develop there is learning how to play the spaces in between the beats, and that's what this is about. So we're going to play what we call a triplet, which is 3 notes per click. Now that goes triplet, 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 triplet. That's how I remember it. If I can't figure it out in my head, I just sort of stop the thing, start it off again, triplet, 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 and that's what gets me going. So we'll do the triplet at 60 beats per minute. 2, 3, 4, triplet, 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 triplet. Okay. So as you can see there, first 3 exercises, the tempo has increased without altering the metronome, and you actually are learning to play the gaps in between the beats on the metronome as well. So now the final one is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, which is 4 notes per click of the metronome. And again, we're still leaving the metronome on the 60 beats per minute. So here we go. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Show you again. Okay, so that's 4 exercises there that are going to improve your speed and accuracy. This 3 note per string pattern is a movable pattern as well, so whichever root note you start it on, if you start it on the 1st fret, you're playing an F major scale. If you put it on the 3rd fret, which is a G, you're starting on a G major scale. 5th fret is A, 7th B, 8th is C major, and so on. So don't just stick with one position for this exercise as well. Try and maybe one day practice it on the D major 10th fret, then the following day do all 4 exercises on the 5th position A major scale, and then swap it around. So because the reason why is you've got variations in tension on the string. You've got less movement on a high note than you have on a low note, so varying it will improve your attack and coordination between your left and right hands as well. Keep watching the videos. Hope this has been some use to you. I'm sure you'll find a great way of working with this as well, but it's quite an important thing to put the time in on an exercise like this if you want speed and accuracy. Like I say, keep watching the videos, and I'll see you soon.